I don't remember when was the first time I heard the word hustle, but I can easily tell you when was the last time I did. It was today. I mean, are you surprised? Today's hustle culture is so ever present that it is almost impossible to escape hearing or seeing people bragging on social media about their side hustles. Or what's worse, shaming other people who don't have side hustles. Now, I've always been of a mindset that you should always do you. And I am no stranger to side hustles. I'm a lawyer, I own 2 businesses, I contribute to 2 new YouTube channels and a podcast, I help local entrepreneurs with their legal business issues, and I like to write short articles whenever I can. I don't say all this to flex. It actually only showcases how single I am and how I have too much time on my hands. I only mention this because the fact that I have side hustles does not in any way affect how I treat other people. But I digress. Back to side hustles. I don't think you need me to explain what a side hustle is, but in case you do, here's the TLDR version. A side hustle is something you do aside from your normal job, if you have one, to make some additional income. Some people turn their hobbies into side hustles, while others pivot their chosen careers just to a broader audience. This is called moonlighting. People who moonlight essentially do the same thing they do for their regular job, but then they do it in a freelancer kind of way in their free time. If you are like me and consider time to be the most valuable asset you can have, you'll want to make sure the side hustle is really worth your time. So let's get to the meat of this video. If you are someone who does not have a side hustle, either because you don't have the time or because you don't want to, there's absolutely no shame in that. But if you are thinking about getting into a side hustle, I compiled a list of 6 side hustles that are definitely not worth your time. Let's go. Number 1, setting up an online shop. Now, this is a bit of a misdirect. I do believe online shops are great side hustles if you have the right product or service and you have an efficient way to run things. As a matter of fact, one of my businesses is solely done through an online shop. But when I first tried my luck at a side hustle with an online shop, I crashed hard. This was for a number of reasons, a learning curve if you will, but the silent killer was the monthly fee that I paid to keep my website up. I was so excited about the website that I got it started right away, and that just became an expense that I had to pay for while I hadn't figured things out yet. So to set yourself for a better start than the one I had, I would recommend that you place the horse in front of the cart. If you already have a product or service you want to offer and you are really ready to take on sales, then get that website up and get going. But if you are not ready, you don't want to get stuck with a monthly bill that will slowly dig a hole in your bank account while you are still trying to figure out what you want to do. Side hustle number 2, becoming a secret shopper. When I was in high school, I worked in retail at the local mall. I mean, who didn't? Back then, secret shoppers were a thing of mystery and awe. I remember our managers were scared of them, and we were always amused by the stories they would tell us. Trying to spot a secret shopper became sort of a game. Some coworkers would even claim that it was a sweet gig because not only did you get paid for doing something so trivial as shopping, but you also were so quote-unquote powerful. Although I don't really know what kind of power they meant, since secret shoppers really are just paid to act like Karens to see how the employees react. In reality, however, there are 2 reasons why being a secret shopper is not as glamorous or profitable as it is made to be. First, the pay may seem attractive. You get between $30 and $50 per engagement, and you get to shop around, and sometimes you get to keep whatever you purchase with the company's money. However, unless you are always assigned stores that are located near you, you will have to spend your own gas to get you to the store, which costs both time and money. By the time you are done with the experience, you'll be lucky if you break even, which is not really the point of a side hustle. The second reason it's not great to be a secret shopper is because when you are trying to find these gigs, you become the target of scammers. They will act as a big, reputable company and even agree to send you some payment in advance. The company will send you a check in the mail and ask you to send a portion of it back via bank transfer to quote-unquote confirm that your account is set up to receive your future payments. The problem is, whatever money you send back to them will be lost because, surprise, the check they send you will always bounce. That's right, the check is fake. So trust me, your time is better invested somewhere else. Side hustle number 3, writing product reviews. Now this one is a bit tricky because there are real opportunities to get paid, but they are so few and far in between that it is hard to find enough gigs to consider it a side hustle. You can make between $5 and $10 per review, which takes maybe, 15 to 30 minutes. But a lot of these are one-offs. So it's most likely not worth your time. If you have a way to get a steady stream of review gigs, this may not be a bad side hustle to add to your repertoire, but if you don't get enough of them, it's hard to call this a side hustle. Number 4, answering surveys. This is one that I have fallen for a couple of times in the past, only to quit in frustration after a day or two. At first glance, the promise of making a couple of dollars for a few minutes of your time is quite appealing. Even if you are not trying to get rich off of surveys, it is easy to fall for the appeal to make a few bucks whenever you are waiting in line at the grocery store or sitting in the bathroom. But let me warn you, big mistake. A lot of these websites are super shady and not at all user-friendly. 90% of surveys will promise you between $3 or $5 for 5 minutes of your time. But what you have to do is answer between 5 and 10 questions to see if you qualify for the survey. So you are already answering a survey to see if you can access a real survey. That's just dumb because you're not getting paid for these questions. And then when you're done, most likely one of two things will happen. One, you don't qualify for the survey, so you're shit out of luck and wasted all this time for nothing. Or two, the button to quote unquote submit the survey will take you to a shady offer page, or straight up just doesn't work and you wasted all your time for nothing. This happens so often that even if you are one of the lucky few that gets to access some legit surveys, the value of the time you spent trying to find them already puts you in the red. And as if that were not enough, a lot of these companies sell your information to third parties, so you wasted time, made no money, and you are now included in various scammers list. What a trifecta. Number 5, joining a multi-level marketing company. Multi-level marketing companies are also known as MLMs, social marketing companies, at-home businesses, network marketing, etc., etc. A lot of these companies promise you great opportunities to work from home with very little investment, but trust me, just don't do it. If you don't believe me, fine. All you have to do is Google, should I join an MLM? And read through some of these articles. You can also explore YouTube's endless stream of anti-MLM content. And you know what? I'll even include some links in the description of this video so you can read them yourself. If after all of this, you still want to join an MLM, well, that's on you. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And number 6, any side hustle where you have to pay to start. Now let me clarify a little bit. Almost any side hustle will involve some initial cost, whether it is to acquire the tools you will use or even the raw materials. Even a digital side hustle will often require some expense. For example, the $10 to $12 you need to get a domain, plus any web hosting costs, etc. All of these are startup costs. But there is a difference between startup costs and paying to get access to a company or even get training. For a side hustle, you should not really need a lot of training because, well, it is a side hustle. But there are many companies out there that sell you on the promise of tons of easy money, only to have you pay ridiculously high admin fees or requiring you to purchase overpriced starting kits. If you have to pay to play, other than reasonable startup costs, that is a sign that this will not be worth your time. And not only that, you may walk out of there with your wallet feeling a little bit lighter. Well, these are 6 side hustles that are not worth your time. If you are someone who's trying to start a side hustle, at least now you know what not to waste your time on. Because let me tell you this, when you do find a side hustle you want to try, the hardest part is still ahead of you. But that's a topic for another video. What do you think? Are there any other bad side hustles that I should include in this list? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. See you next time. Let's do this.